Ready Player One, classic Steven Spielberg. Those are the words that have been thrown around with the new movie that's just hitting cinemas. And is it true? No, it's not. It's not classic Spielberg. It's kind of close in places. But for the best part, I'm wondering the director that kind of defined so much pop culture that a lot of the movie is revolving around, I think he struggled to direct something of this magnitude. I've never read the book, by the way, so I'm coming at this solely on the movie side of things. Never read the book. I'm aware of the book. I'm aware of a ton of pop culture in it and all that kind of thing, but never read it. So let's start with the good, then we'll get into the bad, then we'll get into should you go see it. So the story for Ready Player One is basically, it's a VR. You put on VR because it's Ohio, it's Columbus, Ohio, 2045. The world's a terrible place. People are down their luck, so they escape to the oasis using virtual reality. And these very cool headsets transport them to this amazing looking virtual worlds, plural. The creator of the oasis has an Easter egg hidden in it that's going to give them complete control of the oasis and like $2 quadrillion or something like that. So you've got the likes of Ty Sheridan in there. You might remember him from the likes of Mudge. You've got Olivia Cook in there from, we'll say, Me, Earl and the Dying Girl. You've got Mark Rylance from the BFG and other things. You've got Simon Pegg from all the Edgar Wright stuff and, of course, Star Trek. And you have Ben Mendelsohn in there. And you've got a good cast, but it's quite hard to connect to I said I'd start with the good, right? Yeah, let's go with it. So if you're a pop culture nerd, if you like video games, if you like movies, if you like comics, if you like books, if you like anything from like the last 20 or 30 years, if you know what an Atari VCS is, this movie will blow your mind. The Easter eggs and the references to stuff that I loved as a kid, I love as an adult, I loved as a teenager, and you love too, is everywhere. It is a non-stop barrage of references. So you spend so much time looking for all of these cool references, and they are cool, but there's so many of them, you get a little bit tired of them from time to time. Don't get me wrong though, there are some amazing set pieces in this. I could watch the race with the DeLorean that you see in a lot of the trailers. I could watch that for an hour. I could watch a super extended version of that, and it's really good and it's really well done, and the DeLorean is cool and the set pieces are really cool, and the stuff they are enjoyed, like all the set pieces, the virtual stuff, the CGI stuff is amazing. It really is a visual tour de force. So much so I think I'm going to order the Ready Player One art book. But tonally, this is a movie that goes up, goes down. It's a little bit all over the place. So it's hard to connect with the real life characters compared to the virtual characters. And it kind of plods along in stereotypical kind of Spielberg-ish tone. And then the tone shifts completely. There's a point comes in the movie that I don't want to get into it for spoilers. If you read the book, you might know what I'm going to talk about, but it just explodes in a very different tangent, and it explodes in a different tangent that's not really suitable for young kids. So if you're going to be the cool dad bringing your kid like I was, there's a scene in there that's going to terrify them. Tone shifts and it goes back down, and it's not good the way it does it. I mean, the scene looks cool, but the way it shifts the tone, it's just going from 0 to like 1,000 way too quick, and it doesn't work. There's another part which is a pivotal part of the movie, kind of in the last quarter, and it just happens. It's you're watching it and you're like, what? That happened? You know, for them to explain what happened, it would have taken an extra 60 seconds of a montage to get to that point, but it's just literally kind of crowbarred in there. And that was a bit jarring. That was honestly, oh my eyes. And if I had to throw my hat in the ring here, and this might be a little bit controversial, I think Steven Spielberg struggled to direct this. I think he struggled directing in virtual reality, you know, where he's able to put on the headset and action, go over that way, back over, yeah, can we do it again? Yeah, roll the cameras. I think he struggled with that. That's just my gut feeling. And I think he struggled to do something that's going from one realm, which is the digital realm, into this normal real life realm. I don't know. I just feel he struggled with this. It was an enormous project to take on. And I think if there was ever a director to do it, it was going to be him, because he's responsible for so much of the references that are in the movie anyway. It's not self-referential or anything, but he's responsible for so much pop culture. And I think there was probably no other director out there that would have been up for the task of doing this as well. as he did, or as bad as he did, because I'm a huge Steven Spielberg fan. Let's face it, Steven Spielberg has defined many of our childhoods, and I was hoping that this was going to be a defining childhood moment for my kid, and it wasn't. I don't know. I was expecting a lot with it. The trailers look magnificent, and don't get me wrong, it looks spectacular. The set pieces, there are times where you will be smiling from ear to ear because there's a character that you've seen and you haven't seen in a while, and you go, oh wow, you know. And it's worth another view just to see all of the Easter eggs, and I think you probably need 3 or 4 views to see every single Easter egg, and even after that you're probably still going to miss some. So Ready Player One, it's not classic Spielberg. In parts it is, and some of the set pieces really kind of go back to classic Spielberg. I think as a director he's obviously evolved, and when people say classic Spielberg, obviously they think Jaws, they think Jurassic Park and these kind of things, and it's got elements of the soul and heart of those movies, but not all the ways through it. It's like Spielberg just did some of it, not all of it. Somebody else did other parts of it. So, should you go see Ready Player One? Look, you got to make up your own mind. Ultimately, don't leave me make up your mind for you. But if you like the look of the trailer, if you're a Spielberg fan, then go see it. If you're a pop culture fan, go see it. But keep in mind that it's a little bit convoluted. The story and the plot, it's okay. But the tone kind of shifts far too drastically for my liking. And it does kind of jar you out of the experience. And that pivotal part towards the end of the movie where like, they just did that. And I mean, it's a huge part of the movie. It's a huge thing that they did. You're like, what? It don't make a lot of sense. So if you're looking for a star rating, I would be saying 3 stars, maybe 3.5 at a huge push, but I would definitely be giving it 3 stars. And the other thing for me, and here's the thing that really defines whether the movie is any good in any capacity or not, would I watch it again? Yes, I would. I would watch an extended version that the extended race was in it, if there was such a thing as the extended race, because it's so good. And it's there where you get so much amazing pop culture references, the stuff with Kong, the T-Rex. Oh, it is so good. It's just a pity it's left down by other parts of the movie. Maybe it's the real life side of things aren't great, but either way, it's worth a shot. And that is that on Ready Player One. So we do all things movies, tech, gaming, vlogs here, family stuff. If you would be as kind to hit that subscribe button right about, where is it? There. That would be pretty epic. And check out some of the other videos, and we will see you on the next episode very soon. And until then, don't stop fighting for yourself.